the news that have been in the media over the past few hours, the news that have been in the media for the past couple of hours has really troubled my mind. It has really unsettled my mental balance. Now, initially, what we all thought, or what we all expected, or what we've all been hearing is that Alejandro Balde will be back, to play in the second leg against Inter Milan in the semi-finals. And Lewandowski might be the one that we might have to wait for. And our hopes, all of our hopes were that if Alejandro Balde is fully recovered and gets to play in the second leg against Inter, then we should expect Lewandowski to also return by May 11th to be able to face Real Madrid in the El Clasico, the La Liga El Clasico. But now, tables turned. There's been a change in story. There's been a plot twist. Alejandro Balde is not going to be Lewandowski is going to be available to play against Inter Milan in the second leg. Of course, we all know Lewandowski is that player that he knows how to put himself back for any injury whatsoever. He knows how to fight his body back. He knows how to get himself back together. Now there's Alejandro Balde. Our hopes have been helped. We've heard news, we've seen stories, several media rounds stating or saying that Alejandro Balde would be available for the second leg against Inter at San Siro, only for us to hear or to start seeing rumors now that Alejandro Balde would not be available in that match. Now, a part of me feels it is some sort of fluke. I low-key want to believe it's some sort of fluke in order to disorganize the camp of the Inter Milan players, or in order to disorganize their camp, and then maybe give them a surprise party, or maybe give them a surprise presence in that match. Understandable, but they should consider the mental health of we fans too. Now, my mental health is not balanced because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. My emotions are connected to this game. My emotions are connected to this fixtures. My emotions are connected to however way my players play, however way my emotions are connected to how whatever results we get from whatever match we are playing. Now, according to the news or according to the rumors that have been making rounds on social media, it is that, or it was stated that we are going to be having, or Flick intends to use Inigo Martinez as our left back, Kubarsi and Araujo as our centre backs, and Eric Garcia as our right back. Yes, as Eric Garcia played as our right back and delivered twice. Okay, Martinez as my left back is one thing that scares me. Kubarsi in my centre back is another thing that scares me. Reason being that we all know these people, the way they were. Okay, now take a look at the way they were able to expose us in the first leg. When we talk about our high defensive line, no team, I repeat, no team has been able to expose our high defensive line the way Inter Milan did. Their intentions were clear and direct, and it was to create mismatches all over the field. They were able to leverage on their physical strength as much as they could by attacking before eventually going wide. Now, what Inter will do is they will target their strikers and build-ups with their midfielders, and they will aim to arrive in the space. Lautaro and Thuram were able to also offer strong hold-up play, and they utilized this to bypass Barca's first line of pressure. Now, while they did all of this, while they made all those moves, they did not have to succeed at every time that they did. But the funny thing is they did. And at every time they succeeded, they got to create, or they created chances with it. Now look at Kubarsi and Inigo put together. I think they were able to win 20% of their aerial duels. While Gerard Martin lost 5 out of 5. Now, another thing that I then noticed that whenever Inter managed to hold on to the ball, Barcelona's defense would now become even more narrow, with Gerard Martin and Koundé moving inside to protect spaces. Now, do not forget that Inter Milan had effective runners in the likes of DiMarco and Dumfries, which now gave them the access to be able to play around in our defense areas. And we all know this is how hostile Inter Milan plays. Two of the major reasons we were able to suffer this so much is because of the absence of two of our major and key players in person of Alejandro Balde and Lewandowski. And now hearing the news of Lewandowski's presence and Alejandro Balde's absence makes me fret. Because I already told myself that if Alejandro Balde gets back to this squad in the second leg, He's going to help us with the unbalanced attack. The one that Gerard Martin could not give. The one that even Eric Garcia would not be able to give us. I'm not going to lie. Am I part of the people that say that Garcia should play as our right back? Yes, jokingly. I say that. What doesn't mean I want Antifa to listen to me. Now, you will notice that in our first leg against Inter, we concentrated on that right side so much that Lamine Yamal had only 102 touches, almost twice as much as Rafinha. I want to tell you guys that this wasn't in any way a coincidence. We all know that Lamine Yamal averages a 4.49 dribble per 90 minutes. For Gerard Martin is 0.24. And this affected Rafinha. Now, another thing they did, Inter Milan were able to defend with 3 players against Lamine Yamal alone on the right side. Now, usually, when things like this happen, Barcelona take advantage of this, with the created spaces, the open spaces, while they are playing, while they are marking Lamine Yamal. Now, the spaces that have been created, we take advantages of the spaces and progress with the ball and go for a goal. But then we could not take advantage of it. Reason being that they were very comfortable defending Gerard Martin, who happened to be our left back. Even Rafinha had to keep going back to support Gerard Martin, which on a normal day Rafinha would not do. Rafinha didn't even have to, or doesn't even always see. And the thing is, when Balde manages our left back position, when Balde is on the squad, Rafinha doesn't have to do too much. Unlike Gerard Martin, or let me say, unlike Gerard Martin, Rafinha would not have to go back to support him. Balde alone can do all of that left flank by himself. But the difference was in the case of Gerard Martin. And now, I expected, or I thought, I imagined, I'd already calculated that if we had Balde back to the squad, Rafinha would be able to play wide. Like I always say, if you want to enjoy Rafinha play, if you want Rafinha to deliver at a particular level, allow him play wide and freely. And we can only achieve that if Balde plays. And now you're telling me. Nah, you guys don't know. You guys don't know how mentally this news affected me. Balde averages approximately 2 dribbles per 90 minutes. Although he's not at the same level as Lamine Yamal, but Inzaghi wants to be able to generate wide overloads. And we all know that Rafinha is more of a threat in the inner setup. Well, all of this can only happen if we have Balde. But now we don't have Balde. Not to mention, Flick, is it? Look, if you ask me, I think from the goals, from the ball that we played in the first half, from our first leg, you can tell we conceded majorly in set pieces. We conceded majorly through set pieces, and we know we need players that are well built. We know we need players that are hugely built. We know we need players that we need players. Basically, let me just simply put: we need Araujo and Christensen. We need the likes of Lewandowski. We need the likes of Araujo. We need the likes of Christensen. Now, for Lewandowski, Inter is that team that we all know that they sit back. Now, when they're sitting back, we look at just take a look at the way Lamine Yamal's crosses were wasting the other day in the first leg. In our own box also, we need the build of Christensen and Araujo to be able to defend against these guys with their on-air ball and their set pieces. And defensively and offensively, Balde, the way Balde with the line breaking passes. Balde, unlike any other person, knows how to create line breaking passes. His ability, he's one of the best ball carriers that I've known. Now we have to play against Inter with none of our fullbacks. No Kunde, no Balde. I really want to believe this is some sort of mind games though. But then it wouldn't be right. It shouldn't be a bad idea if we think, talking about relapses and all, saying we should start Balde, not to play the full 90 minutes. I mean, we should be able to risk him for the game against Inter. Without Balde, against Real Madrid, we definitely can survive. We definitely 100%, not 100%, sorry. We definitely, I mean, we can't 60% survive without Balde against Real Madrid in the El Clasico. But against Inter Milan, I mean, we're gonna suffer for it. So I think we might need Flick to maybe bring him on, let him play a few minutes, let him seal something up for us. We need someone to be able to give Dumfries a Rafinha can't play a 1v1 for the rest of, for it cannot be much of a threat to Dumfries alone. It can't do it alone. It needs, if you ask me to give my lineup for this match against Inter Milan, I'd say, of course, Chesney as our goalie, uh, Arao and Christensen as our centre backs, Garcia as our right back, and then maybe Inigo Martinez as our left back, or they both switch, or better still, Araujo as our right back, Christensen and Inigo Martinez, or Kubarsi as our centre back, then Eric Garcia as our left back. Then going forward, Frankie, Pedri, and of course, it's a good thing to see that after Gavi went out during the game against Real Valladolid, we heard news that it wasn't a serious issue. So we should either start Fermin or Gavi. Then Omo will come in later as a super sub. Obviously, that is the best. That is what I think is the best bet for us at this point. Then going forward, since we have Lewandowski now, even though we know Lewandowski is not going to be able to play the full 90 minutes, he's not going to be able to play the full match. Of course, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, then Lewandowski up front. Hopefully, Body comes back. Hopefully, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't. I can't have. I can't have. I can't have some. I can't have Thuram. I can't have Dumfries. I can't have Demarco running. I can't have Barella. I can't have. I can't. Bro, my mental health is shaking, man. But yeah, I still have that belief. I still have the belief that we are going through. I'm still hopeful that we are going through. I'm sure. I'm. You know what? Just let me know your thought about all of this in the comment section. Let me know your possible lineups in the comment section. Let me know how you're feeling prior to this game in the comment section, and I'll be sure to see you after the game on Tuesday. But until then, please don't forget to like, share, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe and turn on your notification button so you can get to know whenever I post a video. My name still remains Adejoke Adebisi. You already know how we do this. Visca Barca, Visca El Catalunya. I love you guys so much. And yes, once again, I'll see you guys again right after the match on Tuesday. Bye.